So I was looking through my Spotify wrap for the year. It was really amazing to see what had happened. But something caught my attention and my animation sense just kicked in. And I was thinking, how did they create stuff like this? You see the snake-like stuff that is going round and round, and you can see it at the left and the right and at the top. So I thought, how can I create this in Moho Studio? I think I should try it out. And if you haven't listened to any of my works, just head on to Spotify. The name is Ruckman, R-U-K-Q-M-A-N, and give it a listen and tell me what you think. So without further ado, let's head on to Moho Studio. So welcome. This is a good time to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I know this is pretty simple to do, but I don't know how it will end up though. So let's just try it out and see. But the general idea, I think, is maxing the layers together and animating it at the same time. But let's get it started and let's see. So the first thing I did was to create these star effects. The stars, I created them, and at the same time, if I remove the background now, you would see them clearly and properly. So you could see they're already maxed out, but I'm just showing you how I did it because I did not record the part where I did that. And also I just created this pipe using my add point tool. I created a pipe where the stars are inside, so you could see the pipe is the layer at the bottom and the star layer is the one at the top, which is layer 2. So I have just created them, my own personal design, and I just put them in a folder. You could see the folder right there, and if I double click on that folder, I'll go to masking and you see hide all. At first it was at the top, but right now it's on hide all. Then you click apply and you hit OK. That is how you create a simple max for this work that we are trying to do. So the next thing right here is animating each star as if it's moving. Alright, so the point here is making sure that whatever side you have designed the star to be, you have to move it accordingly, and pretty simple if you ask me, but it takes a bit of time, and I did all this in just 30 minutes, everything I did. So what you could see right now is that I'm trying to arrange the stars properly so that it fits the part the way I had made it before. You could see it's out of place, so I'll have to rotate it a bit so that it looks as if it's moving along its axis or around the pipe vector layer that is there. So you could see how I'm making this work properly. That is just the general idea. So we are creating this animation, and you have to create it in time, as fast as you want it or as slow as you want it. And if you look at my timeline, you could see I've given like 10 frames for each frame that I'm creating, and for each frame that I'm creating and adding keyframes to it. Alright, so as simple as that, and I just keep creating the stars and keep moving them just so that they fit just the way I want them rather to be animated, moving within the pipe. Alright, and you doing this, you have to keep in mind that you have to create other stars that are, or other effects that are going to keep coming in so that the animation would be continuous. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick time lapse now to show you how this has been done. Alright,
I never really had love before. I just wanna make you mine, that take you everywhere like a handbag, put you on a flight like we got to go, we got to go.
So you can see right here how I'm just moving the stars out of place and bringing those that are at the bottom inside the pipe. This is just really simple animation, just going back and forth, making sure it's rotating properly. Alright, keep in mind that you have to move the effect according to the way you had made it before, because if you shift it from one part to the other part, it will just to a different part rather, it wouldn't look original, it wouldn't look smooth, it wouldn't look like it will look like a mistake has been made somewhere, but yet and still it's still animation. I mean, nobody is criticizing you for your creative rights, isn't it? All right, So you can see how this one comes in. Pretty simple. So if we play this right now, you would see the stars moving within the pipe accordingly. Alright, and you create this animation with the time your text is going to play on screen, so that you don't have to do something that long. So you can do it for like 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Alright, okay, so I play it right now, and this is what we have. You can see the stars are moving within the frame. And you can also go ahead and add whatever other type of animation you want for this, I guess, and to make it much more interesting if you want, right? So pretty simple, and this is the whole idea for creating this type of animation. So what I want to do right now is I want to change the frame size to the rectangular TikTok type frame size, because that's what Spotify had on theirs also. And so that I'll be able to show you how I input the text and the backgrounds and every other thing that is available. So what I did with the second one, I just duplicated it and flip it and put it at the top. Alright, to make it easier. So I'm adding the background now, just drawing a square. You can change the color if you want. It all depends on you. For this tutorial's sake, I'm just leaving it as red. Nothing too fancy. So I'm going to add a text right now. That's 2021 best year ever. So I'm going to choose a font, whatever font you want to choose, you choose, and it's your design at the end of the day. All I'm just showing you is how to create this type of animation, just in case a client asks you for it. I think, you know, it's a very good idea at the same time. And also, if you have a simpler way you can actually do this, I wouldn't mind you sharing it with me in the comments below, or send me a video if you have a YouTube channel also. Alright, do drop a comment if this is helpful to you, and also if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Alright, so what I want to do now is I want to add a different one, 2021, using the same method. And what I did here is I had just duplicated the top layer and added a text and converted that text. I will be converting the text to a vector layer. So when the text is converted to a vector layer, it is now easy for me to, you know, manipulate it and change it whichever way I want. Alright, so I flip it and I arrange it just the way I arrange the stars. All you need to do is just copy and paste, so you have them duplicated. You can see the way I had them arranged at the back, and I'll copy, duplicate, and arrange them the way I want. I'm not arranging them accordingly. I'll also break them so you have part of the 2021 showing and part not showing, and so on and so forth, so that it just moves around the purple pipe that I have created there already. Okay, I guess it's pretty basic and really simple. If you know what you are doing, it will make your life really easy. Alright, so you can see how I moved 24 frames forward to start the animation, and I'll move on another frame like that, and if you count it, I think that's about 9 to 10 frames in between, so that you start creating your animation in that sequence. Okay, pretty simple. And I'll go to the top again here, and I'll move it forward, and I'll move this one forward, keeping in mind that for each of them that I'm moving forward, I am trying to also keep them shown as the way they are, not changing their the way they look initially. Alright, and I'll move this out again, and I'll move this out real quickly, rotate it a bit and shift it a bit. Also, I'll do the same thing for this one here, rotate it and shift it making sure that it's still keeping the same pace and concept as initially. And I'll shift this forward, and I'll shift this one real quickly, and we're almost done with this. So it has to be perfect. So just for tutorial sake, and you can see I'm making this much more faster, and you can also do yours much more better than this because you have enough time on your hands to make it much more perfect. Alright, just to put this in between also, you cannot, because it's a vector, because it's 2021, it's in the text layer, it's not a vector layer, you can also go ahead and wrap it, make it warp as you want. So I'm just showing you the idea because of time. I don't want to make this video so long. Alright, and that's just it. Basically we are done with the animation, and all we have to do now is just set the background and, you know, create and add text and add animation to in whichever way we want. So at the end of the day, the style you put there, it depends on you. Alright, and you can go ahead and make this much more you can make it a circle, you can make it snaky, you can make it whichever way you want the design, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to add a quick animation here, a very quick animation, so that you see how it comes in at the end. So while I do this, I hope this is really helpful to you. This is a really quick and simple tutorial. For me, most of the times when I see stuffs that has been done in a film, in an app, or wherever, my animation sense kind of kicks in, and you know, it's interesting to me what you can create with Moho Studio, and that is why I like the software so much, because it's easy to use, it's quick to use also once you understand the tools that you have in there. Alright, so quickly let me show you the final product. And I really want to appreciate all of you that have subscribed to my channel. I want you to know I truly appreciate you guys. It is because of you I am still doing what I am doing right now. Thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much for sharing, liking, commenting, and you guys are wonderful and totally awesome. Stay blessed and have a wonderful holiday. See you in 2022. Regardless, more videos are still coming.
Look, I never really had love before. I just wanna make you.
Okay, so this is just a quick ad so that you would be able to share your layer if you're thinking of trying to make it wrap a bit using the bend point tool you have here. Take for example, if you go back to the beginning of the video, if you notice, you see the 2021 as it scrolls through, it's bending sort of, and there's a little bit of motion to it. I think we can simulate something like that also in Moho Studio using that bend point tool. So when this get to this point, we can start warping it from here. So we'll just take the warp tool, make sure that you pick this tool and go to the center and bend it like this a little bit. All right, then once it moves forward also to 48, you warp it more, so you have this, and you can also go ahead and, you know, probably shift it down a bit and rotate it to the right part, you understand. And when it gets to 96, you could see it wrapping more around maybe 72, because this part is quite bent, so we bend it more, something like this. All right, then when it gets to 96, which it has passed the bending point, we still have it bending more, you know, something like this. And when we move more frames forward to this point 144, so you could see it has passed, so it's not that warp anymore. Then 196. So you do the same thing for all of the 2021 as they are passing through. So this is just a quick idea in case you are thinking in your mind, like, how do you make it bend? So when we play this right now, let me go to the frame so that you see it properly. When we play this right now, you could see how it bends through and straighten out, how it bends through and straighten out, stuff like that. So that is just the whole idea, and you can also make it better with time. Thank you for watching. I had to add that in. All right.